jrc99us. You had a question. You had a couple questions actually. So I wanted to bring you in. If you can unmute yourself, you can ask your question regarding the flying spaghetti monster, and you had some others as well. So go for it.
Yes, am I on?
Yes.
All right, just wanted to make sure. Nice to see you again, Mr. Slick. It's been a while. I actually got to chat with you about, I think, a couple months ago. But I think my question is when it comes to atheists who use the comparison that God is, or for example, they'll say that because we can't disprove the flying spaghetti monster or the invisible pink unicorn, for example,
Sorry.
and therefore they must exist. I mean, I saw the debate with you and Matt Dillahunty where he said that magic fairies or magical fairies can't be disproven, so therefore they exist. And I'm wondering, would this actually be using maybe the fallacy of equivocation by thinking that because the atheist views the idea or the being of God as ridiculous, that they would use something comparably ridiculous to make a quote-unquote point. Would that be correct?
Yeah, we discussed this earlier. They're just making an assertion and they're drawing a comparison, guilty by association. The flying spaghetti monster is ridiculous, and we're going to put God in the same category. Well, the question is, what justifies them putting God in the same category? It is a serious question because they're making an assertion here. They're equating them. What validates them to do that? That's what I would do. As far as flying spaghetti monster goes, I've talked to atheists about this. I said, wait a minute, wait. Let me get this straight. So here we are discussing logic, discussing evidences for God, and you introduce a flying spaghetti monster.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what you know. How does spaghetti fly? And are you saying it's sentient since it's a monster, or is it not sentient? I mean, I'm curious. Let's discuss this flying spaghetti monster thing with you, because I want to know why atheists bring up the flying spaghetti monster. Can you explain more how that works? I ask them to explain the flying spaghetti monster to me. And when they do invisible pink unicorn, I go, wait a minute. If it's invisible, how can it be pink?
Yeah.
What are you guys offering me? I say, look, I'm talking to you using logic. You guys bring up ridiculous stuff which you can't validate at all. You just make something up and then you equate God with it according to what you are doing. So you're making an assertion, a very bold one. Validate that your assertion is the right one, that the comparison is proper.
Exactly, and that's what but I was also wondering if maybe that would actually be as well as a fallacy of equivocation, to think that if they could put something, label something as ridiculous, and then come up with something equally ridiculous, would you think that would be the same way or not?
No, not equivocation, because a term is not changing its meaning. Okay.
Okay.
It might be, something akin to false dilemma. It's either flying spaghetti monster or God. I don't know if that's really accurate. But what they're doing, in a very real sense, is begging the question. They are assuming that the comparison is the right one to begin with. Now, they've not validated it. They're just begging the question. They're assuming that God is on the same level as whatever a flying spaghetti monster is. What is that? Do they lack belief in that?
Well, and you'll also hear it worded, Matt, as Vincent's saying in the chat. The magic man in the sky, an invisible sugar daddy. He has one here, the ghost that never lies.
Right, those are just insulting ways or demeaning ways. That doesn't have any effect on the validity of the truth.
So Stephen is asking, is this a clear straw man argument?
Well, I don't know. The ghost that never lies, that's a Holy Ghost. That's correct. It's good theology, so I wouldn't have a problem with that one. Magic man in the sky, at that point, I just say, what do you mean by magic? What do you mean? Like the resurrection of Christ? Is that magic? Is that what you're saying? See, guys, all you got to do with them when they make these statements is just analyze their statements and just ask them to validate their statements. Basically, that's it, and they'll come unglued. That's it.